Alright, hello BFC. I'm Wicked. I'm here with Curl Day.
Hello.
And we're here to commentate yet another match in Group 1 between Decker and Flux's Whatever's Clever and Mike Fullerton's LSJ. So both these teams kind of sit in the middle of the pack right now. I know Whatever's Clever came off a couple losses last night, but they were really close games. Hopefully, they still have room to improve. And LSJ, they're doing pretty well for themselves. They have some good games, some bad, so I expect this to be a really close match.
Yep, I think both teams are all around pretty well. So they both have players that will excel in different areas of the game, whether that be objective or gun skill. I think both teams will also are pretty good at using their map knowledge to their advantage. So on a map like Java Refugee being the first map, we do have the sand crawler that's usually is a big spot for teams to get vantage points on mainly pods that spawn around it and on the cliffside. So we're going to see which team's going to be able to get there first.
Yep. And hopefully the last member of LSJ here loads in so that we can get just a start right off the bat. Nothing goes wrong. Acer, I think, has been known to have some issues with loading in, but he is in this time. And it looks like we are ready to go. This is map 1 between LSJ and Whatever's Clever. And we're off.
So we have Whatever's Clever playing on the Imperial side and LSJ playing on the Rebel side. And Whatever's Clever is going to be able to get this first claim. Decker's going to be able to go ahead and get that. We don't see any other teammates really going on top of the pod, so they're all going to be playing down towards it as Darth Vaptos already pushes in, looking for a kill, but Decker's going to be able to shut him off. Ace Rolla on top of the rock. He's going to get killed from Kilkenny from the Bowcaster. Fever Kid pushing on the left side, looking for a flank. Decker's going to be there to watch that. He's going to go right towards the pod, going to get the claim as no one's watching that angle. Comes with a 1v1 situation on there, and they both trade off.
Yeah, the Scout
Decker.
Pistol coming out of Fever Kid as well. It's an interesting card we haven't really seen in this tournament. Wasn't much of a good use there, but maybe it'll come in handy later.
Yep, we saw Darth Vaptos try to go in there on the left side and almost got a flank on Decker, but he was able to jump away. And looks like LSJ is going to be in control of the pod so far, but we do have team fight going on the pod as 3 members of Whatever's Clever is towards the right side, edge of the mountain. Bunch of trades going off here as Onion's going to take out Fever, and LSJ still going to be in control of this. Darth Vaptos taking out Onion, with Colepepper being the last remaining Whatever's Clever player around the pod. Fever Kid trying to spot him. They're going to need this claim, but Fever's going to take out Colepepper, and LSJ is going to get pod 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Culpepper spent a lot of time behind this first pod, just kind of dancing around, not doing much. I don't know if he was looking for a spawn or what, but even when he went to go get the pod, it was just a little late there. Kind of a misplay out of Whatever's Clever. I'm not quite sure what they were doing on that one.
Yep, and I think most of Whatever's Clever got some of the power-ups because Decker was able to clear them out. So that's probably going to be in use for them on this second pod as they already have a Viper droid down there. But we also don't see either one of the teams really taking control of the Sandcrawler, so
yeah,
we're just having the battles down on the ground.
I mean, this pod isn't the biggest in terms of crawler control. All you can really do is kind of shoot down on the pod a little bit. It's a little far away. This is one of those pods that doesn't matter too much if you have crawler control, but it looks like LSJ is going to do that now as you mention it.
Yep, and Whatever's Clever is in control of this, but we're going to have Mike jump onto the pod, and he's going to get taken out before he can get that claim. LSJ trying to make a push here through the middle. And Whatever's Clever is all spread out around the pod, covering all 4 angles.
Yeah, Fever's going to go down there. That blaster cannon just picks up 2 in the back. No one was able to get a good claim. So really,
he's going to get the final kill on Ace, clearing him out, and that pod's going to go over to Whatever's Clever.
Yeah, really good blaster cannon placement, though. Just one flank could have stopped that from LSJ. They also didn't really have as much time as they probably would have liked.
Yep, all 4 LSJ members spawning behind the crawler. They're all going to jump up there. Just, a couple of them try to stay up there. We did see, I think it was a pulse cannon come out. Acerola, might have been a cycler. Whatever's Clever not claiming this just yet. Orbital Strike's going to come down for them, and looks like they're going to go. Kilkenny's going to go in for it now. But LSJ looking for their push. Ace Rolla in a fight. Mike's going to be able to save his teammates. Mike starts to push on the right side. Decker's going to take him out. Doesn't see the other LSJ. Oh, does spot him. Able to get the double kill. Holding that pod for his team. That was almost a quick cap for LSJ.
Yeah.
Decker's going to take out Ace, but Darth Thaptos going to take out Kenny as Decker survives. Finally going down to Darth Thaptos.
I think the second member there from LSJ had expected Mike to pick up the kill when he didn't. The player was already too focused on the pod there. He had to, like, all or nothing for it, and it just didn't work out there.
Yep. We see Fever Kid a little ways away from the pod, trying to pick off some Whatever's Clever. Darth Thaptos going onto the pod is going to get the claim as some of the Whatever's Clever teammates start to back off of the pod. They just kind of gave that one away, so LSJ is going to have this claim. Trying to get control of this is Culpepper and Onion are holding it off for their team. Decker going to come in as both of his teammates go down to Fever. He's lurking in the shadows. Doesn't really goes right past Darth Thaptos. Doesn't see that he's low. He's going to take out Mike, and looks like Kilkenny's going to try to get that claim, and so is Decker, but neither of them are going to be able to get it.
Yeah, Decker had a little bit of a 3v1 right there. There was no way it was going to get on that pod. Just really good defense from LSJ, but it's not over yet.
A three-man push coming from Whatever's Clever, trying to get that last claim, and they're not going to be able to get it as Mike gets a double kill. Whatever, that pod's going to go over to LSJ. Yeah. Whatever's Clever just not being able to get it.
Yeah, all of Whatever's Clever actually had focused on the pod. Again, if one or two people kind of maybe give cover fire and might have a chance. But just in those situations, you know, everyone's going for that last second touch. And it's really hard to get things organized. So good play there from LSJ to force that unfavorable hand from Whatever's Clever.
Yep. So we saw Onion get the first touch on that, but Onion's going to be able to get it for LSJ. Or no, Onion got it for Whatever's Clever. Fever getting it for his team. LSJ in control of the pod right now. Whatever's Clever looking for some angles to make an entryway into. Looks like they do have one team member underneath the crawler, but he's going to get taken out from Mike. As Kenny pushes onto the pod, teammate falling in behind as Decker looking to get some kills. Going to take out Darth Thaptos.
Mike with a nice nade.
Yeah.
Nice thermal.
Kilkenny is spawning on Decker just as that went off. So that's going to give a double kill to Mike. And LSJ is going to get this pod. LSJ is up 3-1. We're about halfway through this match in terms of pods. 9 minutes still left on the clock. So Whatever's Clever still has plenty of time to get in the lead.
It's a good showing from a couple of the newer players here going on. Kilkenny doing pretty well for himself, and Fever Kid, respectively, for LSJ, doing really well in this match coming in.
We have a bunch of trade kills coming here as Fever takes out Onion and leaves it to a 2v1 situation around the pod. They're going to get some partner spawns though. LSJ is going to be in control of this. And Whatever's Clever is trying to get a couple of partner spawns, trying to keep their push alive as Culpepper seems to be the last teammate on the pod area. He's going to back off towards the crawler, regrouping with his other teammates as Kilkenny tries to get a bowcaster kill. He's going to miss. Culpepper's going to take out Darth Thaptos, and Mike's going to take him out. Decker making a push in, taking out Mike. This pod is almost claimed. And Kenny's going to go on for it, but him and Decker are both going to get killed. Yeah. This pod is going to go over to LSJ.
Yeah, it looked like there was a proxy bomb on it. It looked like it had killed both, but I believe Thaptos off to the side, either him or Mike, whoever didn't have the proxy, was able to pick up a nice kill off to the side to secure Decker as well and make sure that there was no touch on that.
Yep, LSJ is up 4-1, so they could end it on this last pod as this pod comes right behind the crawler. They're going to be able to hold this spawn, so Whatever's Clever isn't able to get this. They're going to have that long spawn, and they definitely don't want that. An LSJ member, Mike, going up on top of the crawler, trying to get some spots to see where they're at. And looks like Whatever's Clever is trying to make a slow push underneath. Fever Kid's going to catch Kilkenny off guard, trying to get some shots on him. Kilkenny's going to be able to go into the pod quick enough, regroup with his teammates. We do have two LSJ members now towards the mountains as they jump off of the crawler. Whatever's Clever is going to go onto the pod. They're going to get killed from Mike. And it looks like Culpepper's going to go in for the claim. Onion's going to get it. No, LSJ just wasn't watching that. They didn't see him go on there. So that's going to reset the pod for them as looks like Fever's going to...
Yeah. But LSJ is positioned pretty well here. They're still in good control. They just kind of gave up a touch there. And they still have good control.
Culpepper coming in behind from the mountain. Looks like Haste Roll is going to be able to see him quick enough. He's going to take out Culpepper. As looks like Onion's going to go in for the claim. He's not going to be able to get it. He's going to get shut down from Fever. And whatever's clever is going to have to make a push here. This pod is already 75% claimed. Decker's going to make a kill on Darth. Mike taking out Kenny. Decker getting another kill, but
Yeah, LSJ just has really
shut
nice
down from
control on
Fever.
this map, and Fever with another closing kill, going to secure that for the team.
Yeah, I think we saw Fever go plenty of defense kills in the last seconds of that, holding them off. LSJ just had really good defense, and whatever's clever wasn't able to really get a good entry and push in as a team. So I think it was just spectacular defense coming out of LSJ throughout the whole match.
Yeah. The offensive approaches that whatever's clever were looking for weren't quite enough, especially when LSJ was able to get set up. Just the kills weren't coming. LSJ had notably better kill score when it came to the end of the game, and that kind of made the difference here, especially when two teams are pretty equal in terms of talent. But map 2 is more than likely going to be Dune Exchange. Which is kind of different. There's nowhere to really camp, and kills don't quite mean as much because of the shorter spawns. So we'll see if maybe that plays to whatever's clever's advantage, and they can force a map 3 here.
Looks like we're going to have to get a reset on the server.
Alright, Decker has invited me in. He also invited the invited one of the LSJ players in, so everyone else should be getting back in here shortly. I'm kind of surprised by the score of that first map. I expected it to be a little bit closer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think whatever's clever, they got a lot of first touches on the pod, and they were able to flip it a couple times, but I think what really hurting them in these last couple of games is they're backing off a little too much. They're not really holding all the angles that they should be, what we can see. I think that's what's hurting them mostly. So I think like if you can get them onto a map that has a lot of pods that are more close quarters in a tight position to where it kind of forces them on it, they're definitely going to be able to get those, I think, a lot more than the ones that are more open. So a map like Rebel Depot, where you have some of the pods go into the hallways or towards one of the spawns, I think that they would definitely be able to hold that possibly a lot better than ones I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
think if they just hold their defense and they really just stick onto the pod, set up positions around, and they're going to be able to confirm those claims. Now, it does look like we're going to get a roster change coming out from whatever's clever. Star is going to fill in onto his team. We did see him participate in the match last night. I forgot what team they versed, but he did
Unfinished
do good.
business, I think.
Well, he did pretty well on his team. He was on the top with the most kills, and he was playing pretty well objectively too. So we're gonna see if he can help his team get advantage in this next map.
Yeah, and looks like we're just waiting for the last player of whatever's clever to hop on in. Angelic as well. So we'll see how those two can do.
That's when they played Yo Duck's team.
TRA.
TRA. Yep.
Alright, so looks like everyone's in. Should be getting ready to go. Alright, looks like they're ready to go. So map 2 underway. I'm predicting it to be Dune Sea Exchange, but it could be something else, and we could be getting trolled. Or I could be getting trolled. And same lineup again for LSJ coming in.
Looks like second map is going to be Sulphur Fields. I think this is a map that we don't really see played as often as others in this tournament. I know that Whatever's Clever didn't play this map at all last night against Unfinished Business or TRA. And LSJ, I think they have a good enough experience on this map. So both teams definitely know this. Just it's not something that's usually played compared to other maps.
Yeah, I know some teams don't like it because of the really troll spawns that teams can get if they mess up, and it kind of makes it so you have one chance or you're kind of screwed over. But I know a lot of other teams that really like the map. I don't think besides like the extreme long spawns that players get, having to go from one side to the other in 30 seconds, I don't think it's a bad map by any means.
And it looks like we're going to have Whatever's Clever playing on the Imperial side and LSJ playing on the Rebel side. It's going to be map 2. LSJ's up 1-0 right now, so they could close it out here in a 2-0 win. Map 2 is going to get underway. The first pod will touch down. Both teams making their way there against some partner spawn jetpacks.
Yep, and Mike's gonna look like Mike's going straight for the pod.
Yeah, we do have some members of both teams watching that middle area already trying to stalk each other out. We do see a pulse cannon come out of Acerola, taking out Angelic. Star taking out Mike. And both teams kind of just at a standstill here, trying to wait each other out. We do have some trades trying to come out here, 1v1 situations. Star takes out Decker. And it looks like Mike's going to be the one to make the first move as he gets a first claim. Angelic pushing on towards the pod. Doesn't see Fever Kid out in the ocean, so he's going to take him out.
Yeah, Mike's going to get a spawn right before Fever, his partner, gets taken down. But both of them go down. Now it's just it was about to be like a 3-on-1, but nice flank from Acer to halt that, at least temporarily.
Yep, Kilkenny's going to get that claim, and he's going to roll out to the rocks to take cover. He's looking towards Acerola and Darth Thaptos as they start to jetpack away from each other. And Fever Kid's there to take out Kilkenny, but Decker's going to spot him. He's going to take him out, soon get killed from Mike. LSJ in control of this pod so far. And we do see some of the spawns flipping as Whatever's Clever starting to spawn back towards LSJ's original spawn. Mike's going to get taken out from Decker.
Yeah, this is about when the spawns start flipping as well, and that really causes a pincer move for the team defending at the time if they don't have a good setup, and that might happen here.
Yep, Angelic pushing in, making way for his team star to get in there, but Darth Thaptos is going to be there to shut him off, and Decker's going to get that claim. That
was really clutch there from Decker. Thaptos kind of messed up a little bit by throwing the flash nade, kind of wasting that time rather than getting his shots off. But it was probably just habit. He was looking to wait for that opportunity.
Yep, we saw a good pod focus come out of Decker there as well to get that.
Yeah.
And a lot of trades coming out again. This pod's looking like it's going to go over to Whatever's Clever if LSJ doesn't make a push here. Starts to jetpack in, but just a second too late as this pod's going to go over to Whatever's Clever.
100% Thaptos would have gotten that pod too if he had made it on time. Again, just kind of going back to not pulling the trigger fast enough. That you get the kills you need, but you need to hurry up on some of these pods, or else you get stuck in situations like that.
Yep, both teams fighting over those power-ups, and looks like Whatever's Clever is going to be able to win that. Both teams towards the same side of the map as LSJ is spawning behind Whatever's Clever. We're going to see if they can spot that on their radar. As this pod did spawn the complete other side of the map. Decker's going to be able to get there first, though. He's going to get that claim, hopefully securing that spawn for his team. Star's going to take out Fever. Looks like he's going to turn around and start the challenge.
Yeah, Fever gets LSJ a partner spawn, though. So that was a good play there from LSJ to make sure they get partner spawns being put in a situation like that.
Yep, Fever taking out Kenny, saving his teammate Mike, and Angelic looking for the kill. Doesn't see Mike go right under him though. It's too focused on shooting at LSJ members towards the middle of the map. Kill Kenny's gonna take out Fever. And
Yeah,
we
Mike.
have Mike sitting there.
Mike did a good.
Shot from Angelic from behind.
Mike did a really good job trying to get those partner spawns. Fever wasn't able to get one there, but Mike really has been prioritizing partner spawns, which is great to see coming out of those guys.
Yep, and whatever's clever is going to have complete control over this. As LSJ starts to push in a 3-man push, we're going to see if they can get this claim, but whatever's clever, Decker getting a nice double kill, and that is the defense that whatever's clever needed to secure that. They're going to be up 2-0.
Star had a nice shot in the back as well. I'm not sure if he secured the kill, but he definitely put one of the LSJ members low enough to be able to get a kill there. So just good overall team play from whatever's clever to have the awareness and the capabilities to get those kills when needed.
Yep, Decker rushing to the pod. He's going to be able to hide behind with 1 HP. He's going to get that first claim. That will start the 50-second timer as Ace Roll is going to go ahead and get that. He's going to go down to a 30-second now as his teammate Fever Kid's there to help him with defense. And his team is starting to roll in. As whatever's clever is in a little bit of a skirmish with Dark Faptos. Star's going to take out Ace Arola. LSJ noticing where whatever's clever is starting to come in from. Both teams starting to feel each other out for where they're going to set up. Decker taking out Fever Kid as Kilkenny's jetpacking on behind Mike. He's going to take him out, and whatever's clever is going to get this claim. That was a nice push from them. They were able to take out LSJ one by one and get that claim.
Yeah, whatever's clever had a nice flank. All 4 members were able to actually get on the pod there, and getting the kills they needed was really good play out of them. Let's see if they can hold it now.
Yeah, it looks like whatever's clever is going to get cleared out as well, though. Oh, Angelic getting a kill on Mike, and that might have been from a prox mine.
It was a proxy,
this pod's almost claimed.
Acer barely.
Ace going to be able to get that. Yeah, he went low on health as whatever's clever was shooting him from 2 different angles. We do see Mike over there.
Just waiting for
the edge of the map. Yeah, waiting for his teammate to get his home, but he didn't. He spawned to the other side.
It's really weird. I feel like he didn't. I feel like there's a lack of communication there. Maybe Mike was saying, calling for it at the time, but they should have gotten a partner spawn there. I feel.
Kill Kenny, not knowing he's there. Mike could get the jump on this, but he just wants to be careful. He's going to. He's going to get the kill on Kenny. And this pot's almost coming from whatever's clever. Look, Darth Battles pushes in. Not going to be able to get it. Fever
goes
behind,
low, but he has help. And he's going to get it.
Fever's going to be able to get that last second touch as his teammates roll in to set up that defense. And whatever's clever is going to have that long spawn now. This pod is only a 30-second timer, so they might only have one big push at this. We're going to see if they can.
Yeah, they're going to have one push. Max, they have one push here, but it's still enough time to be able to do something. As I've just been saying earlier, they need to pull the trigger. They can't wait.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to start going now as they are stuck beneath the Imperial ship in the middle of the map. And looks like they're just going to let this one go. And El's just going to get that claim as Decker and his teammate starts to push in. And that's going to be a fight over these power-ups. Trades coming in from both. Kilkenny getting a nice double kill. And it looks like LSJ is going to be able to get these power-ups. Now this next pod coming in towards the middle of the map. Both teams are close to this. And I think whatever's clever might get this first touch if Darth Faptos and Ace Arola are going to be able to kill him. Ace Arola choking a little bit there. Didn't really get those shots off too quick. But they're going to be able to take out those members of whatever's clever. And LSJ is going to be in control of this pod. Star tries to get the jump on him over top, but they're going to be able to kill him quick enough.
Yeah, LSJ's setup is really good here unless someone sneaks in kind of on that death alley way and is able to get in. But Mike repositioning there is a really nice spot to be in, covering up for that flaw they had in their defense a second ago.
Yep, we saw Star go in there for the claim, but he's going to get killed from Mike as a lot of trade-offs starting to go off. Bunch of shots coming out, and whatever's clever, they're around the pod. They can go in for this push. They just need to do it together as a team, as Mike is there on the pod itself, and they're going to be able to get this last second claim. Kenny being able to do that.
Yeah, I believe Kenny got that. I think he went down, but if you die while claiming the pod, there's about a fraction of a second where you let go of the button, and it still claims. And if you're within that fraction of a second when you die, it actually still claims, despite the fact that you aren't alive. And I think that's really what happened to Kenny there. So that was a fraction of a second to be able to claim that and keep his team from having this game tied.
Yep, just a glitch in the system to help whatever's clever on that one. LSJ in control of this, though. It looks like it's going to be up to Mike to see these two members down there going for the clam. As Star's going to be able to get it. He has good defense coming in from Angelic, covering his teammate for him to go for that claim. Fever Kid's going to get killed, so that's going to wipe out LSJ from the pod area as they start to get that long spawn towards their original spawn.
Yeah, Angelic with, I believe, the Deoxys nade. It was a little bit of a weird throw. It kind of didn't really affect anything. You usually want to save that for the pod, and he's not going to have that now. Let's see if that matters.
Yep, Mike going in for a push. Decker's going to get that cycler rifle shot on him, putting him down to 10 HP, and he's going to get killed. This pod's going to go over to whatever's clever. They're up 3-1 now.
Yep. And a couple of power-ups going over to whatever's clever as well. One is left remaining, though, for a member to pick up later.
Yeah, I think most of the pods we've seen whatever's clever be able to get the power-ups. And most of the pauses, they do have 3 out of the 4 that have been dropped so far, but this 5th one is going to be dropped towards LSJ's original spawn, so this one is definitely going to have a long spawn disadvantage to it, as whatever's clever is able to take out LSJ, and they're going to get control of this area. Yep. LSJ coming in from the middle now, already starting to make a push, as Ace Roll is going to take out Angelic, Decker's going to take out Darth Thaptos.
He gets 2.
And
nice play from Decker. Very accurate there.
Rolling around where his teammates just died. He's going to be looking for a flank, possibly waiting for a team spawn. Can't get that one though, as Mike is on the complete other side of the pod. He's going to start jetpacking in. Gets put in a 1v3 situation, but Fever's going to save him, and Fever's going to get a double kill. Ace Roll picking up the kill on Angelic. Whatever's clever still in control of this pod, but LSJ does have a good chance here, as Star is the only remaining member there for defense on the pod itself. LSJ is going to get the close spawn. This definitely gives them the advantage to get this last second.
And all 4 touch it.
They're going to be able to.
All 4 there to touch it.
LSJ saving that pod for them. And whatever's clever, in a 2-man split push here in the middle of the map. Guessing both ways are partner spawns, so we're going to see if they're going to be able to get those partner spawns to keep this push alive, as Decker already jump packs in, but Mike's going to take him out. Angelic taking out Mike on that for that trade kill, and Star is there towards the pod, taking out Ace Rolla, and this is going to give whatever's clever the claim.
Yep, and they have plenty of time here, especially with close spawns, to be able to spread out. A Viper droid as well, and Deoxys on. Again, a little premature there, I feel, but he probably should have another before that pod gets taken, so it's not that bad.
Yep, and whatever's clever is still in control of this pod, as LSJ is going to have to make the last push here. They only have about 2 members left to do that, as Darth Thaptos is going to go down to Kenny, and I don't think they're going to be able to get this in time unless they're able to hold their square button then, but Angelic and Decker should be able to take him out quick enough, and that pod's going to go over to whatever's clever. Whatever's clever up 4-1 now.
Yeah,
we could be possibly seeing a map 3.
Angelic's Viper did a lot of damage there. It didn't necessarily get the kills, but it put both those LSJ members low enough that Melee was able to take them out respectively. So that Viper had put in a lot of work, and it's just now going down. So great use out of that. Great value out of that Viper there for Angelic.
Yep. LSJ is going to have to claim all the pods for now on, as we do only have coming up to 3 minutes left on the match, so they're not going to have that much time to do this. And they do have the first claim on this, but there's already a fight going down in the middle, as we do have 2 whatever's clever members on top of the ship. They're going to jump down now for the claim, as we do see those Deoxys there, possibly coming out from LSJ, and whatever's clever is going to be control of this. Looks like Mike's going to look for that flank there, but Kenny's going to be able to take him out, as Star is going to jetpack around, taking out Darth Thaptos with I think a nice cycler shot.
Yeah, and he got Acer off with a proxy.
Yeah, it looks like whatever's clever is going to have control of this pod.
Mike picks up 2.
Yeah, Mike's going to be there on the flank, trying to get some kills. Star's going to be able to melee him as he jumps towards him, and
LSJ's not making it in here in time.
I don't think they have the jetpacks to get in there, and this 5th pod is going to go over to whatever's clever. Whatever's clever winning map 2, meaning we're going to see a map 3.
Yeah. And again, a 5-1 reverse score there. I believe last map was a 5-1 in favor of LSJ. So really good answer there from whatever's clever to be able to show up on this map and really force a game 3. all of as well, all of Whatever's Clever's mistakes from past matches, they seem to really have improved on those, and did effectively use their new tactics against LSJ here. So it'll be interesting to see, what changes for Map 3. Maybe it was just the map choices that you need both teams need to adapt to, or maybe Whatever's Clever needs to figure out, or LSJ needs to figure out what they did on Map 1 and get back to it.
Yeah, I think for map one, you were saying whatever's Clever was doing wrong, the mistakes they were making with backing off the pod too much, letting the pods get away from them, and they really capitalized on that. They fixed their mistakes in this map, it seemed like, 'cause they were able to win 5-1.
Yeah, and we're going to a Map 3 as well. Let's see, do I know what Map 3 is? I don't know what Map 3 is.
Map 1 and Map 2 have both also been long-range maps, so we could be seeing possibly Dune Sea or Rebel Depot come
Yeah,
out of this
I'm
one.
expecting a Dune Sea. I believe both these teams actually really like that map. But it's interesting that neither picked it, so I feel like it might have been the map that it might have been a map that was banned. Because it's interesting to see that come out in Map 3, especially when both these teams really seem to like that map. I guess Mike is inviting me to a private match.
I got an invite from Decker, and it seems like his team is in here. I think Decker's going to be hosting it,
Yeah. LSJ is joining up on this one, so Map 3 should be starting relatively soon. It's exciting.
Yep.
Alright, so it looks like Star BJ is now on LSJ. Never mind. That's a joke. Please clap in chat. I'm Jeb Bush.
Looks like we're not going to see any roster changes come out from either of these teams this time.
Yeah, the roster change was interesting from Whatever's Clever. That may have been what they had changed up, what they're doing differently, and they won with this lineup. So keeping it consistent seems like a really good idea.
Yep, and we saw both Decker and Star get some good cycler rifle kills, and Shosh just putting down the 10 HP is going to help their team pretty well, getting those quick kills. We're going to see if they're going to keep using that Star card. It could also depend on what map goes on, but I know Decker really loves that thing, so
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to come out of his hand anytime.
Alright, and here we go. Map 3 underway.
It looks like we're going to see map 3 be Dune Sea Exchange. Pretty much what we predicted, is both teams do seem to like this map. So this is going to be shorter range and more open than Rebel Depot is. It's going to get close quarters, mainly underneath construction and underneath the ship. And we're going to see which team is going to get more of the top ship control as well.
Yeah. I'm curious as to I didn't think I'd say this. I'm curious as to what team is Imperials coming in, because that team is going to get first touch. And I don't think either of these teams have quite been able to clear the other team off from first touch yet. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe first touch here actually does give an advantage, and it looks like that's actually going over to LSJ.
Yep, LSJ getting Imperial, and whatever's clever is going to be on the Rebel side. This is map 3 between LSJ and whatever's clever. This is the deciding match of who's going to win this.
Yeah,
both teams closing out quick.
And Mike got the closest spawn to the pod, and as the most objective player from LSJ, fully expect him to get the first touch here.
He's going to be able to. We do see, I believe that's Acerola on top of the ship. And looks like Mike's going to go up there and join him, as we already have Star coming in. No LSJ members are really there to see the flank on the right side. Star's going to get that claim, and they're going to jump off that ship, taking him out now, as Starth is going to get the kill on Star. Angelic taking out Darth Manthus though for that trade kill. Fever Kid at low health towards the pod, and LSJ is going to be back in control of this.
Yep. So after that, maybe LSJ there going for allowing the other team to get 30-second touch to quicken or shorten the game time.
Yep, and we do have all 4 whatever's clever members underneath the ship. We're going to see if they're going to push out from different ways.
Yeah, but it's really close to being taken here.
LSJ. Yep, 2 members go on the pod, and Kenny's going to be able to get that last second touch. Bunch of trade kills coming out now as they do get the partner spawn. Looks like whatever's clever is going to be in control of this, and they are going to be as they clear out LSJ. LSJ spawning from the opposite of their original spawn. They're going to be pushing uphill now, and Kenny is towards the desert area, watching that flank, taking out Darth Aptos. Fever Kid getting a 1v1 situation with him. We're going to have Decker on top of the construction behind the ship.
Yep. And Mike's going for it. He's targeted down. Star gets him, but not enough support there.
Yep, Darth Aptos is going to be the one to go in there and get that claim. Reset in the pod, but they're going to be able to clear him out quick enough. Whatever's clever is going to get this touch again. So LSJ is going to have to make a second push here, and hopefully this time they're going to be able to clear out whatever's clever and set up their positions. And we don't see any of whatever's clever members on top of the ship. They're just chilling out mainly underneath the ship, and Decker's still there on the scaffolding.
Yeah, Mike's low on health here. He's going to go down to Deoxys instead of just kind of holding off for a second. If he would have been able to regenerate, that would have been really huge for them.
Kid making a push in here for the last second. He's going to get shot down from Decker, and Star's going to take out Mike, I believe, with a grenade.
Nice nade as well there.
He's going to go over to whatever's clever.
Yeah, that nade was pre-thrown, so as soon as Mike got in range, it had exploded there. Mike either had to die or give up the pod, and he chose to at least try there. But he ended up dying from that nice nade from Star.
Whatever's clever getting the first pod, up 1-0. Fever Kid's going to get the first touch for LSJ on this pod. This pod's spawning towards the middle, and we said this is usually the pod that people are going to use a shotgun on, as it is towards scaffolding. And if anyone's going to do that, I think it's going to be Decker. He likes to experiment with some of the guns in this. And this pod's already halfway claimed as Kenny starts to come in from the left side. Aceroll's not going to see him. He's going to let him get that claim. Popping out just a little bit too late. And Kenny's going to get that claim for whatever's clever. Fever going in to reset that. A fight going up on construction. Angelic and Star both getting kills. Looks like they're going to be able to clear out LSJ on this. And Decker's going to get that claim for his team. Acerola, one of the last remaining LSJ members, near the pod. He's going to come from the back, but Decker's going to see him. He's going to suppress him as Acerola is going to get that partner spawn from Mike, or Darth Aptos, excuse me. He's going to go out towards the desert, but Kenny's going to get him with a pulse cannon. This pod is in control of whatever's clever. We see Acerola jump in with a bowcaster. He's going to take out Kenny. Angelic taking out Mike, and it looks like Fever Kid's going to sneak up in there and going to get that claim for the reset on the pod for LSJ.
Angelic had bowcasted on, or not bowcasted, jetpacked on the pod when he did have a really nice angle. The rest of his team wasn't watching, which kind of allowed Fever Kid to get the claim there. But it's Fever Kid again back there. Now LSJ's in control.
Yep, Darth Aptos getting the partner spawn for, I believe it was Acerola, but Acerola's going to get taken out. LSJ's in control of the pod, but whatever's clever is making a push onto this. Looks like it's going to come down to a 1v2 situation here around the pod. Mike's going to take out Decker. Good defense coming out of him. They don't know he's there. Mike's going to get a second kill on Kenny.
And he's still alive
for his team.
Yeah,
and
Mike.
Looks like LSJ's going to get this.
Yeah, Mike with a great defensive work there. He's going to go down for it, not able to get one of the power-ups, but he was the reason this game is now tied.
Yep. Good defense come out of Mike. This pod's going to go towards the other side of the map. It's going to come out behind the ship. And it looks like Darth Vaptos and Acerola are there. They're not going to get the claim, though. They're waiting out whatever's clever. This might be somewhat of a smart idea if they can get these kills. Have a pay out for them. Acerola's going to miss that bowcaster, but they're both going to get 2 kills on whatever's clever. Whatever's clever kind of pushing in blindly. Darth Vaptos is going to be able to take out Kenny. Decker, the last remaining whatever's clever member on that pod, and they're going to get killed from Darth Vaptos. So that was actually a really smart play.
Well, Decker got the points. I don't know what he was thinking about giving LSJ a 30-second spawn. That or he didn't know that it gets reduced by 20 seconds for the second touch. But at least Decker did get the points for his team. It'll look good on the stats.
I have to say that was a really good play coming out of Acerola and Darth. They were able to stay on the pod, whatever's clever, not knowing that they were there, and they just waited them out, and they were able to take out all 4 members. But whatever's clever, making their next big push, they're going to clear them out, and they're going to be in control of this pod now. As LSJ is starting to regroup, we do see Darth Vaptos go on top of the ship, 1v1 situation against Angelic, and he's going to take him out. And looks like Mike's going to jump onto the pod and get the claim.
Yeah, Mike gets the claim and then just crouches to make sure he gets it, knowing very well he's probably dead there, and he suicides for the touch.
Acerola again, a nice double kill, trying to clear out whatever's clever, but he's going to get shot from behind from Angelic, and Angelic's going to be able to confirm that kill. As whatever's clever already has his pod about 60% claimed. LSJ's going to have one big push here, starting to come in from different angles. And looks like we have Favorite Kid lurking over there towards the desert, but they're not going to be able to push it quick enough. Mike just a second too late. This pod's going to go over to whatever's clever.
Yeah, again, just the game seems really troll where you always jetpack in about a half second too late every time. If only it was, 31 seconds, then this game would be really different. You've seen at least 3 times so far this match where a team jumps in just a half second too late.
Yep, this pod is going to go right beneath tarps, so they're not really going to have exactly a height advantage on this. Looks like whatever's clever is going to clear out some of LSJ's members on here, as LSJ's going to be stuck around construction. They're going to come up behind Angelic. Acerola is going to get that kill. Whatever's clever getting the touch on that pod. I believe that's going to start the 50-second timer. And here's some of the defensive positions as LSJ is regrouping around construction, trying to look for a push in the tight quarters. Darth Vaptos is going to go down to Kenny. Mike picking up the kill on Angelic. That might be an entry, but Star is going to shut down Mike. And the in-game voice call on Orbital Strike, but we're not going to see one come out. Star getting a kill on Acerola. This pod's about halfway claimed. I think LSJ is still going to have about 20 seconds to get in here, though, so they definitely do have a chance of getting this.
Mike just needs to focus down the kills here. Looks like he's going to actually do that along with the rest of his team.
Yep.
Deoxys, though, that's going to force probably Vaptos down. Acer's not going to have enough HP. He needs to get on now.
Yep, Angelic, we saw him get a good double kill on Mike, and I think that was Vaptos.
Great play from whatever's clever.
Whatever's going to be able to hold that. Yeah, they're going to be able to hold that pot and get the final claim. Whatever's clever up 3-1. Looks like they're going in their favor. They definitely have the momentum here. LSJ's going to have to shut that off now, though, if they're going to want to come back in this match. 6 minutes remaining. They do have a good amount of time to get these claims. And looks like LSJ's going to get the touch on this, but Kilkenny's going to come up from the side, giving some pressing fire as 3 LSJ members are up top on construction. They are in control of the pod, and looks like Kenny's going to be the one to go in and try to get that claim, as LSJ isn't able to kill him. He's going to jump off with 1 HP. He's going to get that claim. Decker taking out Fever.
Yeah, he gets away. The barrage came in, got him low, but it wasn't enough. Pulse cannon as well there from Kenny coming out. Interesting to see the pulse and not the bow, especially on a small map like this, from whatever's clever. But
whatever's clever, looking like they're going to have this pod. Darth Vaptos trying to get some kills. Not going to be able to get those.
And Mike, not enough time again.
Yep, this pod's going to go over to whatever's clever. Whatever's clever is up 4-1. They only need one more pod. LSJ has to make the stop here if they want this win.
4-1.
LSJ is going to be able to hold that. Yeah, they're going to be able to hold that pot and get the final claim. Yep, this pod's going to go over to whatever's clever. Whatever's clever is up 4-1. They only need one more pod. LSJ has to make the stop here if they want this win. And this pod's gonna go directly under the ship this time. And it looks like whatever's clever might get the first touch on this, but some LSJ spawning towards their original spawn. It's going to be a fight over the first touch. Decker trying to go in for it, but he's going to get shot down from Acerola. Angelic taking out Fever. Acerola getting another kill on Angelic. And this pod is still unclaimed as Mike pushes in into a 1v2 situation. He's going to get killed from Decker. Kenny finishing off Darth Vatos.
Yeah, kill Kenny off to the side there. And it looks like Decker first touch.
Going to get this first claim. Yep.
It's really interesting seeing the scores come out from LSJ and from even now, in a way, whatever's clever, because the scores went from really even in map 1, and now they're really starting to favor the side of whatever's clever. So whatever's clever, just in terms of gun skill, are really starting to step up, and that's really helping their overall map play.
Yep, looks like LSJ is going to be able to clear out whatever's clever. This is going to get them the touch. They're going to have to get this clam on this one, or at least the second one. We're coming down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds in this match. Time's just ticking down for them. They're going to have an orbital come out on tarps. I think they're going to get a kill off of that. And looks like whatever's clever is trying to slowly push onto this. This pot is, I believe, on a 30-second timer. We might have a couple.
Yeah, whatever's clever's pushing in now.
Yep, they're going to take out 2 of LSJ members. They're pushing in from the left side. It looks like Decker's going to try to go in for the claim, but Darth Vatos is going to be able to kill him. Darth Vatos on the pod itself, going to trade with Kenny.
That was huge. That was huge for Vatos. That's all he needed.
That's going to give LSJ the claim on that one. This is LSJ's chance to pull it back. The score is 4-2. Whatever's clever only needing 1 more kill. And Angelic's going to get a double kill, getting the power-ups for his team. And
we are, unless whatever's... I'm not going to jinx it. LSJ still Mike very in this.
Yeah, Mike trying to get that first touch. He's going to go low. Doesn't see Kenny come up from behind him. He's not going to get that touch either, so Kenny's going to go ahead and get it. And Kenny's going to go down from Acerola. It looks like Acerola's going to get that touch. Now this comes down to a 30-second touch now. And LSJ's in control of it. Whatever's clever, pushing 3 members, pushing it from underneath, and Kenny's going to go on top of tarps.
Angelic actually
LSJ sees him at all.
Angelic actually failed a thermal imploder, came straight back and hit him. He had to jetpack away from his own thermal. That might be costly, especially on this pod if they need to clear people out.
I think that was Decker getting a touch on the pod. Fever Kid taking him out. Star trading with Darth Vatos. Whatever's clever's in control of this pod, but Fever's going to go ahead and get that touch to reset it. Whatever's clever is still pushing it from underneath, and we do have Kenny again coming up from the tarps. We're going to see, and Star joining him. Wondering if LSJ sees him. Looks like Acerola's going to start getting shot, so he's definitely going to be able to spot him and hopefully call him out for his teams. Like communication.
Yeah, Mike got a flank going, and he's going to force a couple away.
Yep, Mike's going to get the kill on Angelic, and looks like Kenny's going to back up a little bit, but he's starting to make his push in. This pod's almost claimed.
This is huge if LSJ can cover it.
Yeah, Kenny's going to get killed. Decker is a little too slow. That pod's going to go over to LSJ.
Decker does pick up a double, so the power-ups are favoring whatever's clever going towards this last pod, but this is still anything can happen right now. Map 3.
We saw the same thing come out on map 2 where whatever's clever was able to get both the pod and the power-ups. Just clearing them out, able to get that. So LSJ's going to have to start getting these because those droids and infantry turrets are definitely going to be important for them. And we already have some trade kills coming out. Fever Kid's going to push in and get Star. We have 3 LSJ members pushing in from the back of the pod, trying to secure that spawn.
And Mike with the flank.
And Mike's going to flank. Star's going to take him out, stopping him. Fever's going to take out Star. That's going to secure the area.
Partner spawn happens as well.
Fever Kid's going to get that first touch as Decker's up on construction. They're going to see him, and Fever's Kid's going to be able to take him out. As whatever's clever, already making a strong push on the right side towards the desert. L-shape retreating towards the opposite side. Mike on the pod itself for the big defense. Acerola out in the open is going to take out Angelic. Angelic trying to get that head peek, but Acerola was able to one-up him on that. Star taking out Vatos. Looks like they're going to make a push underneath.
A lot of members being taken down. Kill Kenny was the only one flanking, and the rest of whatever's clever was accounted for. This is looking really good for LSJ.
Angelic pushing in, going for the claims, going to get killed from Acerola from a bowcaster. We have 1 minute remaining in this match. LSJ is about to claim this.
Oh my god.
He's going to get killed. 2 more whatever's clever teammates going in, and Kenny's going to be able to get that claim.
That was huge for Kenny. He's going to keep this alive, but LSJ gets close spawn.
We're coming down to 40 seconds on this. LSJ is going to have to get this claim right now if they want this timer to go down. They're going to be able to take out Decker. Ace Rolly come in with a double kill. They're going to get this claim at 31 seconds, so they're going to have a chance at this. They cannot let Whatever's Clever get this claim.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game. There's no way LSJ can win this game at this point in time. However, they can't lose, actually. I take that back. But LSJ only is playing for a tie right now. No matter if they get this right now or if they get this, as long as they claim this pod, they're going to get a tie. So all they have to do is make sure this is secured.
Yep, Whatever's Clever in control of this now. The pod's going about the halfway claim. As we do see, Dark Thapos push out towards the middle. Decker's going to get a double, holding them off. LSJ getting their spawn on the other side. They're going to have to make one huge push on this if they want to get this.
Yeah, they need to go now. They cannot afford to wait. Jetpack now from Fever Kid. He needs to go.
Yeah, Mike's going to
too late on it.
He's going to take him out. Whatever's Clever winning map 3, pulling it back. They're going to close out this complete match 2-1. Whatever's Clever beating LSJ.
Wow, that was LSJ just not able to compete with the comeback. I don't know what of course I don't know what the call was doing there, but you need to focus down that pod. There were jetpacks available, and they needed to pull the trigger. Again, this game comes down to just pulling the trigger when you need to go. You can't afford to wait to get pods. You need to get the kills. You need to get the pod quickly, or else you're just going to lose it, and that's what happened there. Again, a really, really close game coming out of both these teams. The first map was one-sided, second map one-sided, but this third map for the win on Dune Sea Exchange here was really, really close and really solid.
Yep, we were saying that both teams liked this map, so they were definitely competing each other to the limit on this. Looking at Whatever's Clever, last night they lost 2 matches, one against Unfinished Business and one against TRA. Their mistakes was on their defense, pushing off a little too early, allowing the other team to get those clutch claims and be able to clear them off. They fixed their mistakes in map 2 and map 3. They were able to get the power-ups, giving them the droids and the infantry turrets as those extra members on their team to help them secure that area with the defense. And LSJ, they just weren't able to get onto the pod quick enough on those last pods, especially the last one. Mike went in, but Kenny was able to take him out quick enough.
And yeah, but that's it for this match. Actually, there's 2 more tonight at the very least. There's R and LSJ happening in a couple minutes, and then in an hour from now there will be R and Whatever's Clever. I don't know if maybe I should just mute my mic and let you commentate, because I'm not going to be playing in them, I don't think. But I don't want to sound biased. Anyway, to end this specific stream for cutting and YouTube purposes, that's all from us. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes, so stay tuned on this webpage, and we'll see you guys in a bit.